Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I got some really good ones for you today on this Saturday, January 4th, 2025. A lot's been going on with the markets. That's what we're going to be focusing on for today's video. So, welcome back. Glad you made it. Glad we could hang out together. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season and a very happy new year. Welcome to 2025. Let's get everything back on an even keel for these markets and keep printing money for this channel, you guys. Congratulations. We've just been cleaning house, printing. I scroll down on my video playlist and I see it like Bitcoin 20K in the headlines and stuff. Guys, we've been riding the lightning the entire time, crushing it. And Bitcoin's just one of the asset classes we discuss on this channel. We've remained constructively bullish mega cap tech, mega cap energy, precious metals. We're mopping up. That dollar remains weak, inflation elevated, and it's just been another glorious year for markets. That S&P 500 right now at 5,942. It did 25% in 2024. You guys went up by a quarter in 1 year. Generally, the S&P 500 does about 8 to 14% per year, 8 out of 10 years. So we had a very good year for markets, very bad year for inflation, the dollar, wage earners, savers, fixed income. So there you go. That dollar weakened a lot again in 2024, and those markets just kept making their move to the moon. We got the NASDAQ right now at 19,620, so flirting with 20,000. Did 35% in 2024, you guys. So 25% for the S&P 500, 35% for the NASDAQ. Dow Jones today hanging out at 42,732, up 15% for 2024. So pretty crazy, you guys. Hurdle rate for any business, probably around 12% per year. The S&P 500 clearing that hurdle rate, doing 25%. NASDAQ clearing the hurdle rate by doing 35%. Dow Jones even clearing the hurdle rate as well, but pretty close, Inflation in the vacuum of space probably remains about 8 to 12% per year compounded since COVID. Although you see these CPI numbers, the Consumer Price Index, they're trying to publish a, 2% inflation rate. You see the data, the headlines that come out. Oh, inflation's up 2%. It's up 1%, 1.5% year over year. Don't fool yourself, you guys. The S&P 500 went up 25%, NASDAQ 35%, Dow Jones 15%. The real inflation rate, what are we talking about here? Like soda that comes out of the vending machine, or inflation in insurance networks with your insurance costs going up 14% a year, or inflation in sending your kid to a top tier university, which is probably 14% per year as your inflation rate. So, inflation is a bit of a psyop because they can always understate it. It also depends on your lifestyle, right? Like if you only eat beans and rice all day long, well then yeah, your inflation rate for 2024 was probably only 2% or 1.5%, but you're living in the real world, right? You're trying to pay for insurance. You're trying to make those mortgage payments or paying a higher rate on your rent, right? You're noticing every time you go to the grocery store, your eyes kind of might pop out of your sockets. What the heck is going on? Why is this going up so much? So living in the real world, you guys, inflation for 2024 was probably 8 to 12%. Hurdle rate for businesses, probably around 12%. Dow Jones barely cleared the hurdle rate, doing 15%. And then that S&P 500 did quite well, and the NASDAQ even better. The NASDAQ adding a third of its value in 1 year. The NASDAQ being more sensitive and volatile due to the fact that they're not really those stocks. They're tech stocks. The NASDAQ is generally tech stocks, mega cap tech companies. They don't pay much in terms of a dividend. They're pure growth plays. Growth. So a lot more volatility in that NASDAQ, and boy, did we finish the year up in a way, so crazy, you guys. But I'm glad I never came out in the last 3 years telling you to move to cash. I remember when the NASDAQ was 10,000. Kramer was telling everyone to recession-proof your portfolio. It's like, okay, well, the NASDAQ's doubled now. So the day you came out at NASDAQ 10,000 and told everyone to get scared and get ready for the recession, the NASDAQ doubled in about a year and some change, like crazy, you guys. So I'm glad I haven't done any of that. Glad I haven't been out here spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Now, we've had a lot of things to be concerned about on this channel, but what has the theme been? It's always been, are wages going to be able to keep up? Are we going to be able to inflate our way out of this? worried about people that are saving a lot of dollars because the value of that cash is getting decimated and those markets were essentially crashing up from instability in the currency. Those are the things we've been concerned about on this channel. Not unemployment, not deflation. It's been inflation, the engineering of a two-tier society, the stone wall running down the center of this economy since COVID, where if you're on one side, you're getting like a 2% pay raise while everything you need to retire is going up 35%. So in real terms, a pay cut of 33%, that's the things we're talking about. Or if you're on the other side of the stone wall running down the center of this economy, and you already own 4 houses, and you already own 100 shares of Amazon and 100 shares of Exxon and 100 shares of Google, well, you're just printing money. You're just going to the moon. So the theme of the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer, that's been the real theme on this channel since its inception right after COVID. And we've nailed it to the wall, you guys. It's really a tale of two cities, It's the haves and have-nots, right? It's the best of times and the worst of times, right? So it's kind of what we've been dealing with really since COVID, but especially, 2024 was no exception. And now I'm looking into my hazy crystal ball for 2025 and I'm leaning the same themes, you guys, the same trends. So I'm still constructively bullish. Bitcoin, I still like the mega cap tech, the mega cap energy, precious metals for stacking. I'm not really a big fan of cash or bonds. Nothing's really changed here, you guys. You've been hearing me say that for about 3 years now. Taking a closer look at that Bitcoin, moving on to the crypto sector. We got Bitcoin right now hanging out at 97,945. Awesome, you guys. We've been shilling Bitcoin since the inception of this channel, probably around 20,000, popped well over 100,000 last month. 5x right there on your Bitcoin. So we liked Bitcoin then. We still like Bitcoin. Keep going, you guys. Keep stacking those sats. Keep hodling. Bitcoin did 121% for 2024. I remember saying this on this channel when Bitcoin was about 30,000. I said, right now it's about 1 car for a Bitcoin, and eventually I think it'll be more like a house for a Bitcoin. We're getting there, you guys. Now Bitcoin's over 100,000. So when Bitcoin hits 250,000, or if it does, throw trash at me when I'm wrong, but if Bitcoin hits 250,000 in the coming years and eventually maybe in the next 3, 5, 10 years takes a stab at $1 million per Bitcoin, I won't be surprised, you guys. It's kind of what we've been saying would happen the entire time, So Bitcoin's doing really well. Ethereum also went up 59% for 2024, so really not as well as Bitcoin. Ethereum's lost a lot of its market share to some of these other altcoin chains you can take a look at, like Solana. We've been very bullish Solana on this channel, and I remain bullish. We're at 215 each on Solana. I think Solana's ecosystem with the Phantom wallet and all the meme coins for Solana, like Fartcoin, which just broke 1.5 billion market cap. Solana's kind of stolen a lot of market share from Ethereum, but I still like Ethereum, you guys. I like Bitcoin, I like Ethereum, I like Solana. I've been saying that on this channel. So Ethereum had a little bit of its lunch ate in 2024, but it's still the second largest cryptocurrency. It's still like a $500 billion network. It's going to be really hard to displace that. I believe, I'd have to check, but I think Solana's market cap is probably only around 100 billion. Maybe 80 billion. So Solana is still 3 to 4 times smaller than Ethereum, and that's your third place contender. The only viable ETH killer to me is Solana right now. Some people will say XRP's in the run-in. Some people will say Avalanche could also take a stab at it. We'll just have to see. And we'll talk about XRP in a little bit. So we have Ethereum did okay for 2024, but watch out because some of these other chains are coming for it. Got Solana, like we discussed, at 215 per coin right now, went up 105% for 2024. Love to see it. So other chains you could look at inside the Bitcoin space, crypto space, we have XRP. It's been getting a lot of press lately. I own 700 XRP, so not a lot. It's worth about a couple $1,000s. Really, I only bought that because I had a ton of HBAR, you guys, like 30,000 HBAR coins. And I wanted to make sure that if HBAR didn't do well and lost all its market share to the much larger XRP, then at least I'd get some of my money back via owning XRP. So XRP, really my position in XRP for 2024 was more like a hedge on my HBAR, but lo and behold, HBAR did extremely well, and so did XRP. So love to see it. I did download an XRP wallet, try it out. Guys, to be honest, I'm not really a big fan. I don't plan on selling any XRP. I would like to wait for a dip and buy some more. Maybe something like 1,500 XRP tokens until you retire. Just leave them alone, something like that. Maybe another 1,500 Cardano ADA, something like that. That's kind of what I'm working with. So I got a couple $1,000s in some of these top 10, top 20 coins on Coinbase, like XRP, Solana, Cardano, Avalanche. Like, I own these things, you guys. Another chain that's coming up pretty quick, last month or so, and I have 100 of these tokens, is SUI, SUI. So I accumulated 100 SUIs in like the mid 4s. Just popped over 5 this morning, so good to see it. Also have a SUI wallet I downloaded. I went ahead and swapped some SUI for a token called Bluefin. You can look it up. The ticker is Blue. Bluefin is the largest DEX, decentralized exchange, for the SUI ecosystem. So Bluefin can be kind of compared to Uniswap, which Uniswap turned into a top 20 coin on Coinbase, probably like $15 a coin right now. That's the largest decentralized exchange for Ethereum. Well, Bluefin is the largest decentralized exchange for SUI, and I'm bullish on SUI for 2025. I think that network's going to grow a lot. Throw trash at me when I'm wrong, guys. None of this is a buy or sell recommendation, but I feel like SUI is going to see a little bit of growth this year. XRP is going to see a little bit of growth. And then inside the SUI ecosystem, I want to own a little bit of Bluefin because that's the largest decentralized exchange for SUI. It's right now about 40 cents a coin I've been buying. I'd like to get 1,000 of them. I have about 750 so far. So hopefully if Blue becomes the basically, you guys, if Blue becomes the largest DEX for SUI and SUI grows as a network, I could see Blue going to like $5 a coin, and it's at 40 cents right now. So yeah, you want to take a look at Bluefin or not. Maybe, if you're not really into the crypto space, you just have a Coinbase account and you do a little dabbling, a little bit of hodling, just get XRP, get a little bit of SUI, or not a buy or sell recommendation, but telling you what I'm doing. And just hang on to those things until you're old and retired. Some of those multi-billion-dollar networks, like XRP being a $100 billion network, Solana being around 100 billion, those are really difficult networks to displace, you guys. Like, that is a different animal from a meme coin, let's say, with a 20 million market cap and 4,000 holders, you know what I mean? So I'm bullish Bitcoin, I'm bullish Ethereum, Solana, some of those top 20 coins on Coinbase, like, Chainlink, SUI, XRP, ADA, Avalanche. You kind of get the idea. So that's kind of what we got going on with crypto. We also have Fartcoin. We were talking about earlier. Fartcoin on the Solana ecosystem just passed a $1.5 billion market cap. Guys, I fumbled Fartcoin. I bought 8,500 of them for $100. Today that'd be worth well over $10,000. And I bought all those right before Halloween, like October 20th, 25th, somewhere in there. I bought my first Fartcoins, and I sold half at a double, and then that last half kept running, so I dumped it thinking, man, I just played the market. Like, I made over 100% in 72 hours, clicking my heels at the bank. I'm so happy with this $250 or whatever it was that I netted, and if I just held on to it for 60 days, it'd be worth $10,000. So fumbled that Fartcoin bag, but I still got my Pepe bag from a couple years ago when I bought 1 billion Pepe and came out here on the channel shilling that. That bag's, I still have about 750 million left. That bag worth about 15, 16 grand. So haven't fumbled my Pepe bag. I still love Pepe, you guys. It's still my favorite meme coin, Pepe. And it's been listed on Robinhood last 60 days or so, listed on Coinbase. If you have a Coinbase account, you can go in there and buy Pepe. If you're wondering which Pepe I'm supposed to buy, it's the 9 or 10 billion market cap one, you guys. The Pepe. All the other Pepes, they're just variants or derivatives or knockoffs, and they just don't really work. They're not the real Pepe. The market has decided who the real Pepe is, and that's that sturdy $10 billion network Pepe, larger than a lot of companies in the stock market. So if you think I'm just being really speculative and way out in left field, not really, you guys. Some of these meme coins have very large market caps now. They're becoming quite sturdy networks, and we've been shilling memes the entire time, so clicking our heels to the bank. That's really all I got for you guys on crypto. So Fartcoin's done really well. If it pulls back, maybe you could buy a little fart coin in your Phantom wallet. There's also, which I doubled my money in the last 48 hours, butthole coin. There's queef coin, vagina coin, penis coin, butt jokes, guys, fart jokes. Okay, that's kind of the meta right now on Solana. So I'm enjoying the ride and I'm laughing while I'm doing it. And we're doing really well. Other meme coins you could look at would be like APU, so APU, it's on Ethereum, MOG, MOG, Harry Potter, Obamasonic, 10 Inu, big fan. Ticker's Bitcoin, so I like Harry Potter, Obamasonic, 10 Inu. Retardio on Solana, so just some other coins you can look at for fun, and obviously Pepe being my favorite. A lot of people like Doge, and Doge is a sturdy network. My plan was to have Pepe flip Doge, so Pepe would pull into the #1 slot for meme coins. That didn't happen. Pepe did shoot up to a 10 billion market cap, gave me some really nice gains, but as Pepe shot to the moon, Doge also shot to the moon, and now that goalpost has been moved. If Pepe's gonna flip Doge, now Pepe has to go from 10 billion to 55 billion where Doge is at. So if you're into Doge, that's fine too. I don't own any Doge, I don't own any SHIB, but those are the two meme coins that are larger than Pepe, and I own, a lot of Pepe. We've discussed it. You can check out my Pepe compilations I've done on this channel. Really shilling Pepe, you guys. But again, nothing to buy or sell recommendation. We're all at a different place in life. Some people don't have an appetite for crypto. Whatever, right? I don't care what you do. I just want you to win, you guys. That's what this channel's for. This channel's for winners. It's not for punchlines of jokes. It's not really about me. It's about you winning. It's about us winning together. This channel is for winners. So let's keep going with that theme. I hope you're learning things from these videos and applying them. Moving on to the precious metal space. So we see gold right now hanging out at 26.50 per ounce, up 28% for 2024. So not a bad year. Pretty historic year for gold, you guys. So epic. And we've been stacking physical gold on this channel since the inception of the channel. So there you go. Clicking our heels to the bank. Stackers keep stacking. That's really all I got to say for that. If we dip, go get a little bit of physical gold, tuck it under the mattress, there you go. Or keep it in a safe deposit box, whatever. We're big fans of physical precious metals on this channel, not so much derivatives. We don't really like the ETFs. We don't really like the mining stocks. We just like physical gold, physical silver, a little bit of physical platinum for the long term. So gold at 26.50 per ounce, silver hanging out around 30 per ounce, up 28% as well for 2024. Silver hanging out at 30, it's lagging, guys. Like, silver is just such a, it's a sleeper metal. It likes to trade flat or down for almost decades at a time, and then it goes into these insane runs and speculative bubbles, kind of like what we saw in 1980. We're still yet to pass silver's 1980 high, you guys. So we have a metal that in 1980 was worth 50 an ounce, and today it's only worth 30. That's pretty crazy given how much inflation we've had, how much dollar printing that we've seen over the last 50 years or so. So I think silver is the better value here, but gold is the better asset. But if you want to do some stacking at $30 an ounce silver, buy some generic 10-ounce bars or some American Silver Eagles or Canadian Maples, have at it. Stackers, keep stacking, okay? It's like your super-powered savings account. We're not really big fans of cash on this channel, so keep stacking those precious metals. Also got platinum. I didn't check the platinum price today, but we're probably hanging around like 1,000 per ounce, less than half the price of gold, you guys, and platinum is much more rare than gold. So what's happening? Well, platinum demand has actually fallen for its industrial application. A lot of platinum is used in catalytic converters of vehicles, and not as much anymore. So industrial demand has fallen for platinum, and if industrial demand, which is like half of platinum's demand, comes from industry, if that half is really hurting and investment demand stays about the same, you see falling platinum prices. But guys, if you took all the gold ever mined up till today, and you could fit it into 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools. That's all the gold there is. That's all the gold that's ever come out of the ground today could fill 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Platinum would fill to your ankles on 1 pool. It's much, 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 much more scarce than gold as far as crustal abundance is concerned. So industrial demand waning aside, I'm still bullish platinum. So I like physical gold, silver, platinum. There you go. If you want palladium too, have at it. Maybe get 1 palladium eagle and put it with the others. Give you a little bit more diversification in that precious energy portfolio could totally work for you. So not buy or sell recommendations, but this channel, we're going to keep stacking physical gold, silver, platinum, palladium for the long term. Moving on to crude, we got crude right now hanging down there at like 73, 75 a barrel for WTI crude. Pretty crazy, you guys. That's one thing I've messed up on this channel is I really thought by now crude would be north of 100 a barrel, maybe 120 a barrel, 150 a barrel even. Not even close, you guys. So crude oil has remained subdued. I think the Trump administration wants to drill, baby, drill. So that should stimulate supply. And if we have demand for energy stay constant and then a bunch more supply coming to the market, kind of drives that crude oil price lower. Also keeps core inflation subdued because everything you buy at the store is a petroleum derivative. Guys, I'm wearing oil on my body right now. This is oil, it's polyester. Okay, this pen, it's plastic, it's made of oil. These shoes I'm wearing, oil. You know what I mean? It's all oil. Everything's an oil derivative. So yeah, the shampoo bottle, the toothpaste, the toothbrush, like the paper, pens, like everything. Even paper, you're like, well, paper's wood. Okay, well, it took a lot of energy to convert that wood into paper. And what do you think? Where do you think that energy came from? Oil, you know. So everything is tied to energy, and if we can keep energy prices subdued, that can keep core inflation low, that CPI low-ish, and that can keep the consumer goods we buy cheap while the asset prices we buy go to the moon. And that's kind of the Goldilocks zone that the elites want us in. So, but even with crude right now at 73 a barrel, I'm tentatively bullish, guys. So I like crude, but I wouldn't buy the ETFs for crude. I don't do that. I'm into things like Exxon stock, Chevron stock, ConocoPhillips, Shell, Halliburton, Occidental Petroleum. The stock ticker for that is OXY. Buffett owns like half of that company. So Oxy, Occidental Petroleum, CCJ, Cameco, however you want to pronounce it, for uranium. Build a little energy basket, you guys. ConocoPhillips, Shell, Exxon, Chevron, you get the idea. Collect those dividends, dollar cost average, hold, try this on for size. Get 50 shares of Chevron, 50 shares of Exxon, 50 shares of ConocoPhillips, and hold them until 2045. And then let's reconvene here and count your money, right? So long term, but still very bullish energy, especially given like tensions in the Middle East, things like that. So generally when World War III accelerates, the oil price kind of follows suit because the market starts looking into its hazy crystal ball and saying, dang, I think this is really going to disrupt energy production. And if demand stays the same and you have a huge cut in production, prices go up. That's kind of why whenever you have a Middle East geopolitical tensions, you see that rise in oil prices. It also might imply that they're going to weaken the dollar a little bit. It also might imply that with geopolitical tensions, gold's moving higher, and gold and oil, both commodities, those will move together, and then the dollar will be weakened and then allow those to move up even more. You kind of get that mechanism. So for 2025, bullish energy. Was hoping for a better 2024, but not the end of the world, you guys. It's not like if you bought a bunch of Chevron, you're like bankrupt right now, so not too worried about it. Looking into my hazy crystal ball too, next few years or so, bullish energy, mega cap energy. Take a look at it. May the odds forever be in your favor with which companies you pick. I would stay away from the mid caps, small caps, exploration energy companies. Like, let's fade all that. Let's just stay long Exxon, Chevron. You kind of get the idea. Moving on to that 10-year yield in the bond market. We always pay attention to the bond market on this channel because it's like 4 or 5 times the size of the stock market, you guys. It's like 4 to 5 times the size of the real estate market, So we don't like bonds on this channel, never really have. But we pay attention because energy prices, we pay attention because the bond market kind of decides the fate of all these other asset classes. So the bond market is kind of the maestro, the conductor for the band. That's kind of the bond market. They set the tone for everything. So I don't care if you're super into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going up and down based on things that are happening in the bond market. And the reason that the bond market is telling Bitcoin what to do and not vice versa is because Bitcoin is a $1 trillion asset and the bond market is a $200 trillion asset. So that's like a 200 pound 200-ton, elephant or gorilla sitting on a tiny house mouse called Bitcoin, So Bitcoin's not going to tell the bond market what to do. The bond market's going to tell Bitcoin what to do in the stock market and energy and gold. You kind of get the idea. We got that 10-year yield right now hanging out at 4.6%. A little bit high for my liking, you guys. Last year on this channel, we were talking a lot about how if that 10-year yield goes above 4.5%, it's going to start putting downward pressure on those risk assets. And we've seen it last few weeks or so. You started seeing the stock market right around Christmas actually start to sell off, especially right after Christmas. That was that 10-year yield moving above 4.5%. Market doesn't like it here. Market did not want the 10-year yield to move up to the federal funds rate and then go past it. So yeah, rising yields. When bond yields are rising, that's the bond bubble getting smaller, because bond yields and bond prices are inverse. So when bond yields go down, bond prices are going up. When bond prices are coming down, yields are going up. The yields started to move up pretty quickly, 5-10 basis points a day, shot above 4.5%. That yield shooting up, what it's telling you is that the global bond bubble is starting to buckle, and it's starting to get kind of beaten up and kind of crack a little bit. Maybe that bond bubble starting to crack a little bit, and that kind of spooked the stock market. So if you're bullish on stocks for 2025, which we are, we want to see that 10-year yield come back down below 4.5% and then start moving lower. We do not want to see the 10-year yield move up from where it's at now, 4.6%, up to 4.8, 5%. That would be really bad for our bags, for stocks, crypto, energy, tech. You kind of get the idea. So yields have moved up a little bit. We want to see yields start to move back down. And what that'll look like is if the Fed steps in, starts printing dollars, buying bonds with it, it's gonna prop that bond bubble back up, drive those yields lower. That bond bubble getting propped back up is going to be the green light for all your risk assets out to the end of the risk curve, whether it's S&P 500, NASDAQ, oil, Bitcoin, gold. All those things are going to start to move up if those bond yields start to move down. Flip side of that, those bond yields start to spike, especially if they spike, guys. Really, with the bond market, it's how quickly the changes happen too. So if the 10-year yield today is 4.6%, and then let's say on Monday it goes up to 4.62%, not really too worried about that. Even though yields are moving up, and that's kind of freaky, it would be a big jump. So if we move 10, 15 basis points in a day, that generally will cause the stock market to sell off a few percent. So yeah, you don't want to see the 10-year yield moving 5, 10, 15, 20 basis points in a day. That's instability in the debt market. And that kind of instability usually reverberates out into the other markets. And, that can smash Bitcoin from 110,000 down to 90,000 really quickly in just a 10 basis point move in the 10-year yield. So starting to kind of piece the puzzle together, understand these market mechanisms, how they work. Yeah. Tech stocks. So, I still like Amazon, have since the inception of this channel. Still like Google, Tesla, NVIDIA. Guys, for NVIDIA, we did not chase on this channel. I remember doing the video AI Wars Begin, and it was right before NVIDIA just made a run for the moon, So we got out ahead of that. We got out ahead of AI on this channel, and we're going to keep riding the wave, okay? That's the trend. AI, robots, still cool. So yeah, pay attention to the robots, you guys. Tesla, NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, all using automation and AI to become more productive, and they're really the leaders in that. Apple, right? Microsoft, sure. So we're just going to keep winning there. I don't really see anything changing. I'm still bullish. Amazon, Google, Tesla, NVIDIA. You kind of get the idea. Honeywell. Maybe if you want to take a little more risk, you could look at a EV maker, Rivian, another tech company, like $15-16 a share. Been tentatively bullish on that since it crashed. I did not start talking about Rivian on this channel until it was $11 a share, you guys. So we're coming back from the dead on that, and I'm really glad I didn't come out here and tell you to buy the IPO and just get rugged by 80%. Other stocks you could look at for 2025, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, Costco. Just kind of give you an idea. When it comes to stocks, I generally like large cap, mega cap companies. And then if I want to speculate, and gamble a little bit, I avoid mid-cap, small-cap stocks, and then I go over to the crypto space for my gambling, you know, butthole coin, you know what I mean? Vagina coin, right? Fart coin, Pepe, things like that. So when I want to speculate, I go to crypto. For metals, I just keep stacking physical for the long term. Stocks, we want to own dominant players in each space that were winning a month ago and are likely going to be winning next week. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Home Depot, companies like that, they just kind of get ahead and stay ahead. Amazon, right? Microsoft, you kind of get the idea. Apple, sure. So that's really all I got for you guys for right now. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you get something out of this, and we'll reconvene as things progress. I'll be coming out more frequently, and we're just gonna keep crushing it. All right. Hope this video finds you doing well. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever. You guys are awesome. Let's just keep going. All right. Till next time.